and today on Texture Review we are going to be doing a part texture, part makeup tutorial. Part texture review, part makeup tutorial. So this is going to be a bit of a long one. I understand if you perhaps can't be bothered watching it, that is perfectly fine. It's your time after all. But yeah, anyway, if you do decide to watch it, perhaps enjoy it with a nice drink or some food or something. Just sit down, chill out, and enjoy the show. Thank you. Okay, so I like to get this super white powder, and I just put it in this old setting powder container, and this container is very dirty and dusty, and well, it's not dusty, it's just covered in powder, and that's very fine dusty, and we've got a little bit of scratched up plastic, whatever, smooth plastic base, round, smooth, yeah, and I'll just open that back up, get my brush, and this is just a standard, I don't know how standard it is, it's plastic, two slightly different sorts of plastic. It's nice and smooth with a little dimple bit in there to help you hold on to it, and then the other plastic bit is slightly less smooth, and I guess it's just squished on there to hold the bristles, which are nice and smooth. Ooh, soft, smooth. Yeah. Alright, so dip that in the powder, and the powder is very fine and powdery, and just sort of dipple, smear it all over the face, or all over the white, and it kind of just makes the white more white, sort of fills in the gaps a little bit. Yeah, just do that until you think you've got your whole face, and it does kind of go all over the place because it's loose powder, but that's okay, we can clean it up later. And then we've used all that, sort of clean off the brush, and then I have just a translucent powder for the black, and I'll just use the same vessel there, and same sort of deal, and it feels exactly the same. I should probably tell you how the actual bottle holding it feels, but we'll get onto that in a cool moment. One cool moment. Just get everywhere, give it a clean. Water, wet bristles feel saturated, and I don't know, just funky, like wet here, I guess. Yeah, wipe my hand, and the actual vessel, bottle, container, I guess, what's the definition of a bottle? I guess maybe you'll find out sometime. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a squishy see-through plastic with a smooth sticker on there telling you what it is and what it's made out of. And yeah, it's all nice and smooth, and we got a lumpy dumpy for the logo, and a black plastic lid that is pretty smooth all round, besides the top where it has the logo in 4 corners of a circle. I don't know, compass points of a circle. Wow, I actually got a lot of powder on my top. That's okay. Move on from there, and we'll grab another brush. And drop everything on the ground. So I'll grab this brush, which feels much the same, just smaller and a different colour. You can't feel different colours though, or at least I can't. And we'll get this here eyeshadow, which is in a similar container to what I put the powder in before, and it's just compressed powder, so it feels much the same really, maybe a bit silky. Yeah, and I'll just use this, just get my brush there and just sort of work it in along the lines of where I want to make my own lines. Just sort of feather that through, and the brush on the face is a bit of an interesting sensation. It you know, I don't know, you can imagine that you're a canvas and you're painting yourself to become fine art. We just do both sides, try to get as much symmetry as we can, but that's not really possible considering generally everyone's face is asymmetrical, and that's okay. You don't really need symmetry, and generally I tend to just go with the flow. Like, I don't set any sort of visual how I want to look in mind. I just start and see what happens. Generally it all ends up being quite similar stuff, as you might have observed, but you know, always room to change things up a bit. Just smooth that through, and already it's starting to take shape. We'll just change that for another one, which I use this here palette. This is a pretty cool palette. This is Trail of Filth collaboration with VE Cosmetics, and I've had this for 5 years and it's still doing me well. Like, yeah, and so it's just like a papery card, very smooth, very nice. It's got a wee mirror in there that's all covered in makeup, dusty, and that is quite dusty, and now my fingers are different colours and sparkly. That's okay. So I like to use this dark one just to go over the top edge of my lines, just sort of make it a little bit more bold, and then just smooth it down a little bit, Maybe push through a little bit, tie it back into the ear. And same on the other side. And for good measure, I like to just go at the nose and just shmoo it up, and till I get what I want. And we can also just take that edge on the nose there and just bam that out. Bam. Yeah. And I like to add a little bit of red, just mixed in with the black, just sort of around the back there. I don't really know why, I just do it, and it's just, I've kind of done it a lot, and I'm running out of red, but still got a lot left, really, considering it's lasted me so long and I use it a lot. And I like to grab a bit of gold and just put that on the edges there, and smooth that through. And if you're wondering, do the metallics feel any different than the solids? And the answer is a little bit. The metallics are a little bit more gritty and not quite as smooth and fine, but still very smooth, fine, silky. Does gain a little bit of, give your hand a little bit of extra texture when you touch it though. It's interesting. Put that to the side for now, the side being in front of me. I'll just wash my hands again. Water wet again. Whoa, no way. So now you can pretty much go however you want. I will go with eyeliner. And I keep dropping stuff off of the shelf behind the camera, also known as my phone. Yes. Okay. And I'll just shake this up. And it's just a glass bottle, vial, whatever. I think it's glass. Feels like glass. And that's nice, smooth glass, nice round, lumpy, dumpy edges on the top side, and a little bit more harsher lumpy dump on the bottom. And then we have a bit of a moulding line that's I don't know, goopy-ish, and a little lumpy dumpy number on the bottom. Well, there's a smooth sticker on the side, which is matte finish, matte smooth. Lid is also sort of matte finish, just a plastic thing. Yeah, I'll open her up and hopefully not make a mess. We have this little paper seal, which is a slippery sort of foamy paper, whatever. Slippery, foamy, whatever. And a plastic cap bit there that's all covered in the eyeliner. And the actual eyeliner, once it's dry, it is quite it's almost tacky. And then it's also just maybe a little bit coarse, fine lumpy dumpy. Yes, fine lumpy dumpy. I'll just pop her open there. Let me see the all goopy. Yeah, okay, I'll just dip my finger in there. And that is quite a slippery, fine, sticky, tacky, whatever. And as it dries, and it dries quite quickly, it gets more tacky and less slippery. It's funny that, generally. You know, when things are more tacky, they are less slippery. And I better put that back on the. How do I do it? Oh dear. Put that back on there. Wash the finguinis. And it washes off pretty. It washes off pretty easily because once it's set, it is kind of just it's a vinyl liquid liner, whatever. Oh, where's my brush for the liner? Here is my brush for the liner, and it's just a 2-part sort of plastic thing that you sort of close up and protects the bristles there, keeps them nice and to a fine point for fine detail. Yes, very nice, fine brush, and then more slippery plastic, and then a grippy bit there, handy, because the stuff, if you get it wet or whatever, can be very slippery, and you might have some eyeliner on there, and then you drop it and make a mess. But we aren't going to have that problem. Or maybe we will, I don't know. But yes, so I like to just use this to get my stuff, the eyeliner on there, and I just dip my brush and slip it on my face, and just kind of glides on the face, and it's just, it just slides on, and it's quite a, I don't know, it almost feels like you're just wetting your face a little bit, and then it sort of goes hard. Well, it doesn't go hard, it sets and it becomes not liquid, and then that's I don't know, need to read a dictionary to figure out what words I need to describe stuff, but we'll get to that. In fact, that might be another series, reading the dictionary. I just make up my swirly doolies as I go. Sometimes I'll go from left eye to right eye, or right eye to left eye, just back and forth, doing little bit by little bit. Sometimes I just do this, and I just do one eye a lot, and then I try to match it on the other side, or I don't try to match it on the other side, because I don't have to. And it entirely depends on the day. Like, I haven't decided whether or not I'll match it yet. I might not. But yeah, you just sort of go at it until you think it's enough, or you've had enough of it. But yeah, you can pretty much do whatever you want, because it's your face. Unless, of course, somebody else is doing your makeup for a project or something like that. Then I guess it's just depends on what you signed up for. And I like to pull it up to the bridge of the nose, maybe even curl it round. I generally don't bother with the top part of my eyelids, because you might observe that my eyes are they're hooded with the brow bone being right there, and of course I do shave my eyebrows because I like to be about 0.0001% more aerodynamic, because I'm very aerodynamic. You might be able to tell from my long hair, which makes me a whole lot less aerodynamic. But that's okay, because I'm not actually a high-speed vehicle, so I don't need to be aerodynamic whatsoever. I'm just a dude with legs, and I make silly little videos for you to enjoy. Now, this is getting quite crowded, but that's okay. It's all part of the fun. See what happens next. Oh, that's nice. Will I try and replicate that on the other side? No. Maybe. No. Oh, we'll see what happens here. Now I might just sort of cut this bit and then move on to another bit where we have a different process. Alright, so as you can see, I've maybe gone a little bit crazy with the eyeliner, but let's let it take shape and let's move on to this here liquid lipstick, which is a plastic container, again a bit slippery, more slippery on the lid, being a chrome finish, and yeah, slippery, cylindrical, slippery dippery doo. Now I haven't actually covered the base, so we'll cover the base now. And so this is what I use for the white, and when it's available I like to use it for the black too, because I find it lasts a bit better than this other one that I'm using, but perhaps that is user error as opposed to just a quality error or a subpar product. And this lid is a nice round edge on that, makes it just a big boom. Top of the lid is less smooth than the rest of the lid, but it's still very smooth. Then we've got the main body, which is less smooth, but still really smooth, and the text on that is even more smooth than the lid. The bottom, we've got a knurled bit there to twist and expose the foundation. This is stick foundation, or a TV paint stick. We have a sticker on the bottom telling you what one it is, and that's just a standard sort of feeling sticker, bit slippery, but whatever. We have a threaded bit there that feels like thread, but otherwise the same sort of plastic as the body. Then we have the actual stuff, which is very maybe oily, creamy, sort of, yeah, just creamy, oily sort of deal there. Wash that off and get on to the black one. The black one. Yeah, so bit of a different style, but similar sort of deal. Plastic lid again, different sort of plastic, being see-through, I suppose, if it's yeah, different plastic being see-through, less smooth rounding on the top, but that's okay because it functions pretty well the same. Plastic body, no thread, you just pop on, pull off the lid. Small knurled bit there, and again, just to help you get it in and out. Bottom bit, there's no sticker on there, it's just more plastic like that. We have the actual text logo sort of label that is less smooth than the rest of it, surprisingly. And then this is even more slippery, oily, slicky, sort of whatever, and it just easily just rubs through, spreads out, and sort of gets gets more transparent as it spreads out. As you might imagine, when things get thinner, generally they get more transparent. And so back onto the lipstick. I forgot how to open it. Oh, there we go. It just twists off. We got a different sort of plastic thread there, and then plastic stick covered in liquid lipstick. Well, not really covered, but it's on there. And then the actual lip end is a sort of bristly, brushy sort of deal that soaks up that liquid lipstick, and that is quite a goopy, goopy, thick sort of deal. And then the actual brush bit on there is quite soft and fuzzy, little small fuzzy hairs that just do what they're supposed to do, carrying the liquid lipstick to your lips. You just sort of smooth it on there, get it around the piercings if you have some on your face, which probably won't be all that many of you, but that's okay. And just run that through. Oh. Now, on the lips, it maybe feels a little bit tacky and thick, a bit creamy even, but yeah, so that's that part. And now for the final bit. Is it the final bit? I think so. Well, I guess it's yeah, kind of. And so we're going to grab a brush, another brush, not the black one. We grabbed another brush. This is my silver one, and that is all round quite a slippery beast. But you actually do get quite a good grip on it. But I can still pull it through, and similar sort of bristle texture again, nice and soft and lovely jubbly. We use the same palette, even though I have a selection of them, but that's okay. So I use a lot of eyeliner and eyeshadow for most of the look, apart from the foundation and the lipstick. and the contacts, which maybe I'll cover just in a short or something. But yeah, onto the task at hand, selecting a colour. Now, I like to try and tie things in a little bit with my contact lenses, so I'll just actually use that black to get onto my eyes. Just sort of dollop that in, shmoo it on. You can feel that pressure from the brush ever so slightly on your eyeball. If that's a curiosity of yours, let me quench that curiosity. Shmoo that on. And same again on the other side. And because of what I've got planned, after I finish this, I'm not going to bother cleaning the brush. Apart from just a quick swipe on the hand, just to clear it a little bit, but it doesn't really matter too much. We'll go into the red, go on the outside there, sort of shmoo it in. And then on the inside of it, shmoo it in. We'll just sort of work that round, sort of let it blend itself a little bit. And that's that side, onto the other side. Probably help if I would close my eye. Yeah, silly goose. And work it round. Yeah. That's that. Shmoo that a little bit. And then I like to, when I'm doing this step, I'll just pinch the the bristles of the brush and just sort of hold it right on the end there, and I just sort of just work it along all of the eyeliner. Sometimes I will just do it on one edge, just to sort of have maybe a coloured sort of shadow, or you know, that sort of effect. Yeah, and yeah. So I'll just get doing this, and I'll see you again when it's done. So we've got that all done. As you can see there, it has that little effect. Now, I think I will grab one of these. Just a little liquid eyeshadow thing. It is another plastic vial with same sort of textured bristly bit as the liquid lipstick, but it is liquid eyeliner, and I like to just run that along the nose there and just get a little bit of sparkle bits and just dabble that on, and that also feels quite funky on the finger in the form of the concoction of makeup and whatever there. And then lastly, I use this Final Seal setting spray stuff, and that's a bit of a squishy plastic bottle, the hard plastic cap, sort of standard. You find these on a lot of bottles. Yeah, just hard plastic, slippery, little lippy dippy on there to click onto the lid bit, mister bit, and it's also a lid at the same time, and that's just got another knurled bit there. Nice grippy, but also somewhat slippery if you're not holding on too tight. And then the rest of that plastic is nice and slippery. the bottle, actual squishy plastic bottle bit is also, it's a little bit grippy actually, but still slippery, and we have a tiny little lumpy seam on one side. And a little dimple in the bottom with a wee sticker on it, sort of preventing me on feeling that full dimple. Maybe I should get rid of that sticker. Go away. And that's a sticky sticker, standard sticky sticker. And oh yes, little lumpy dump bottom. Oh yeah. And I just sort of spray that on my face. Let it sort of soak in a little bit and set the stuff before I open my eyes, because it does kind of run into the eye, or it can sort of get in the eyes a little bit, and it is not very pleasant. And so that is makeup tutorial texture review. I hope you enjoyed that. I understand for some of you it might have been a little bit too long, but that's okay. Thank you for sticking around and watching if you did. This will probably not be a regular thing, but yeah, like that's how I do my makeup. Similar each time, sort of same process, whatever. There is a few different things that I haven't used today that I also do have, but generally that's the stuff that I use. If you enjoyed this, and perhaps if you'd like, I would like it if you check out some of my other ones, or whatever. But yeah, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.